Hello, I'm Eric Snodgrass, and thank you for watching this Ag Forecast for South America, brought to you by Nutrien Ag Solutions. One of the tools I really like to use from the USDA Foreign Agricultural Services website is their iPad page, International Production Assessment Division. When you go to their website, you can end up going here to this tab called Crop Explorer, and it allows you to select by region different areas around the world. And we're, of course, going to do this for Brazil and at the end, Argentina. So when you click on this, you'll be taken to a page that gives you a lot of different options, and each one of these tabs allows you to look at something different. I'm going to leave it on the one that it lands on here, which is actually looking at NASA's MODIS satellite on board the platform Terra. It's kind of fun. In graduate school, I worked on this satellite. And what we've got here is we can click on any individual state in Brazil and get some information about it. So I'm going to pick on Mato Grosso, where we're watching the planting going most quickly. And what's nice about this is you get an NDVI analysis, a couple of different graphics here. And I just want to point out something. When we look at the NDVI in Mato Grosso, we can see here, let's zoom in, we can see that we're matching pretty well the normal change or increase in NDVI as we progress through the part of the growing season where basically just things are getting greener. A year ago, we were way down here, right? So this just again illustrates some of those differences. Now thinking about that, let's go back, and I want to now go up to this one, the drought severity one. Oops, I'm going to go back one more time, sorry. There we go. Now I'm going to go to the drought severity and go to the moving SPI, that stands for Standardized Precipitation Index, the one that's for the CHIRPS data set here, and we're going to click on that and slide down and have a look at a couple of things. You get the 5-day map, then you can go down here and get the 10-day maps, that's the next two, but I want to come down here to the 10-day, then to the 1 month. Because what we're looking for here is any signal of a region that's been dry or going to give us continued problems with being dry. And I'm watching this area carefully here, and then what's going on down here in Rio Grande do Sul. Most other locations have seen either near normal or above normal precipitation. We've had a lot of different looks at that over the last several videos here. This is part of the reason why planting progress has been so quick, and we do probably expect into next week that in Mato Grosso they'll probably be better than 60% of the crop planted, maybe even more than that. So as I looked this afternoon as the sun was setting, let me take you back here, we do see a pretty healthy monsoon. You can just see a lot of scattered convection. That's what we expect to see here. But we're going to start to think about what's going on in southern Brazil and Argentina as well, including Uruguay and Paraguay tucked in between here. So let's get to that. Over the next week, Uruguay's down here, and then to Argentina. These areas, including parts of southern Brazil, are starting to favor some drier conditions. And what we're going to have is a big front that blasts through here, and then several drier days that follow that. Where it's going to be wet is going from parts of Mato Grosso to Goiás, Tocantins, this is Minas Gerais, and then down here is Sao Paulo. These eastern growing regions of Brazil are looking very, very wet. I'm going to talk to you about what's going on there. But just take note. Remember that area of Mato Grosso we were worried about? Just continue to show up on the drier side of things. I'm just going to keep an eye on it at this point. It is a significant part of the growing area, but compared to the rest of the country, it's a smaller area overall. Okay, so if we go here to the high-res Euro and just take a look at how things are going to progress, this is through Friday, now getting us out into Saturday. Now what you're going to notice is going to Saturday afternoon and evening. You can already see I'll rock back and forth throughout the day on Saturday. There's a frontal boundary right here that's going to promote quite a bit of shower and thunderstorm activity. And the heaviest rain is going to move right in through this area. This is now Saturday night, getting into Sunday morning. And now that front elongates here, passes through southern Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay, and it's out of Argentina. And as we go through the day on Sunday, it just keeps pressing to the north. Now you can see that by Sunday evening, that frontal boundary is stretched here, and all the wetter weather, of course, is out ahead of it. Normal monsoonal, the flashes of green showing up here. Now, for the rest of the time period, southern Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, those areas are going to stay drier. So as we go into early next week, this is Monday, getting out into Tuesday, into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I know I kind of played that fast, but you notice that it was this corridor where that lingering frontal boundary is going to sit, and then the normal monsoon flow around it. Much drier farther to the south. So when you come back to this precip map, now you start to see why we're favoring the drier conditions south and in Argentina. When we add all that precipitation up, let's just go do this real quick. We get through that frontal boundary, sliding through there on Sunday, getting into Monday. There will be pockets in here that are picking up anywhere between 30 to 50 millimeters of rain. So this 30 millimeters is about an inch, just for reference for those of you watching in the States. So we could pick up quite a bit here. But then after that, all the precipitation is going to be added in this corridor where that frontal boundary kind of stalls out and meets up with the monsoon. So we'll have pockets in here that are picking up better than 90 millimeters of rainfall, possibly pushing on 100. That's 3 to 4 inches of rain if the models do verify here. All right. Now from there, week 2 continues to favor that. You do notice there's a larger, drier pocket that's showing up here into week 2, and the model's been pretty consistent with the forecasting of that. So it's good to see that consistency overall in the models. And they've also been favoring wetter conditions surrounding that into parts of western Argentina. And that's something we talked about in the Monday video. Now, before I show you the new long range show, let's at least do this. In the next 10 days in terms of the temperature pattern, yeah, we're going to be warmer than average to the south, but remember, it's still spring here. But no real heat stress across much of the rest of Brazil as we press forward here to the end of October. Now, the new long-range data are out, and let's go take a look at what they're saying for November. They're continuing that same pattern. Do you notice it? So the whole of the month of November continues to develop drought risk in southern Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay, and Argentina, parts of Argentina. And I want to keep an eye on this to see if there's any consistency or if maybe a shift in the Antarctic oscillation or possibly another deep low could come through and knock this out. But the models have been kind of hinting at this and possibly carrying that all the way through winter. And our concern has always been for southern Brazil and Argentina. And where I want to finish this video is just showing you a little bit about Argentina. Because the 1-month standard precipitation index, that drought severity index I showed you for Brazil, well, this is what it looks like for Argentina. So over the last month, there have been several places where we've had some extremely dry pockets of air that need to get more moisture in here as we go through our spring planting time period. So we'll watch it carefully. I think the greatest risk moving forward is going to be south, the southern growing areas of South America. So I'll wrap it up there, and I'll prepare a new forecast for you on Monday. Until then, have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.